The biggest scam ever perpetuated on the American people led to the largest invasion in U.S. history. Think about it. If Joe Biden was the Joe Biden that America knew for 5 decades, would he have allowed almost 20 million unvetted, mostly military-aged men to invade our nation? Joe Biden, he's now being scapegoated when the real problem has and always has been the Democrat Party, who will do anything to remain in power, lie, cheat, and steal. And this is what President Trump was asked. What he said: they stole the presidency of the United States and put us in great danger. This is treason at the highest level. They did it to destroy our country. That Joe Biden that everybody knew would never allow drug dealers, gang members, and the mentally insane to come into our country totally unchecked and unvetted. All anyone has to do is look up his record. Trump echoing that today in the Oval Office.
We let 21 million people come through our border, totally unchecked, totally unvetted. They came from all over the world. In many cases, they're criminals. They come from prisons. They come from mental institutions. They come from street gangs. They're drug dealers. So don't say that we didn't take them. We take them. We're trying to get them out as fast as we can. And we're doing record business on that. And we just won a big case where we're allowed to send back hundreds of criminals to Venezuela. Just won that today in the Supreme Court.
Meantime, you've got these Biden-appointed activist judges, like a district judge in Massachusetts. He's now blocked the Trump administration's deportation of vicious illegal aliens to the South Sudan after their home countries wouldn't take them back. The judge is now demanding that they be returned back to the U.S. Here's Assistant Secretary for the Department of Homeland Security, Tricia McLaughlin.
It is absolutely absurd for a district judge to try to dictate the foreign policy and national security of the United States of America.
ICE identified the men, all of whom have really egregious criminal convictions. Look at these guys. We're talking murderers, sex offenders, rapists of children, even the handicapped. Yet the Biden regime aided, abetted, incentivized, and protected these men, including this guy, a 24-year-old Venezuelan who Ohio cops just arrested for pretending to be a 16-year-old high school student. You think he's the only illegal alien adult who is pretending to be a kid right now? A Biden official long admitted ago that child migrants, they're not being vetted because they can't vet them, so they just let them in. Like they did with the killer of Kayla Hamilton. Remember her? She was strangled to death in 2022 in Maryland. She's just one of many innocents who'd be alive today if Joe Biden, if he had been in his right mind. I mean, her killer, an MS-13 gang member. ICE revealing what we have long suspected, that the majority of MS-13 gang members came to this country, as you guessed it, as unaccompanied minors. So now, as President Trump works to right the many wrongs done by Biden's presidency, the arsonists are now trying to put out the fire while making money off of it.
I think the degree to which the team around President Biden was hiding him and sequestering him, mainly starting in the fall of 2023, cannot be overstated. There's a cabinet meeting in October 2023, and then several cabinet members told us for the book they never saw him again in person for months and months and months. He was kept away from them, and cabinet secretaries we spoke to for the book told us it was weird. One of them did have a meeting with Biden in between that last cabinet meeting of 2023 in October and the debate, and described him as being disoriented and out of it. And I think the degree to which he was being hidden from even their own administration cannot be overstated.
Oh, my goodness. Remember, we were calling it, we called him Basement Biden. How many times did you hear almost every single host on this network, including myself, ask, where's Biden? Where are they hiding him? Why are they hiding him? He's mentally unfit. Yet they called us liars. They gaslit us. They said it was all cheap fakes.
In recent weeks, there have been cheap fakes videos that have been fact-checked. They've been fact-checked by conservative media as well, to say that these videos are false. It was a cheap, a cheap fake. That was definitely a cheap fake. It was. This was widely fact-checked, and if you run that tape a little bit longer, you would see what was happening, what the president was actually doing, and it is a cheap fake.
Both the articles are based on cheap fakes, videos of real events that are intentionally manipulated.
They lie about their lies, which of course you would expect liars to lie about their lies.
Oh, I mean, we're talking about Trump's.
But they're lying about their cheap fake.
The media refused to even question why Joe Biden was heading up cabinet meetings. And Joe Biden, if you remember, he rarely held press conferences. The White House, they knew Joe Biden could barely dress himself anymore, but they refused to get him the help he needed. This is elder abuse at this point. They either hid him from the medical team, the doctors, the best in the world, or they knew Joe was sick with cancer, dementia, and did nothing because they didn't want the truth to come out. Because in their sick and twisted minds, they were sacrificing Joe for the greater good, which was to have a woman of color as president, aka DEI hire Kamala Harris. The Biden campaign team became so cult-like that not a single person leaked the fact that Biden became so incoherent that they even had to scrap a multi-million-dollar fake town hall. Listen to this.
This fake town hall was in order to film it so they could make it into campaign commercials. They filmed it in Delaware with supporters. But Joe Biden, at this point, this is the spring of 2024, Joe Biden's town hall, which was closed to press, was so bad that campaign officials determined that it was not usable for a campaign commercial. So they took 90 minutes, 2 hours out of the president's day. They filmed an entire town hall, and they determined that it was not usable.
I mean, you know what? How dare that Axios reporter and Jake Tapper now write this all tell-all book about how incapacitated Joe Biden was? They should be on the unemployment line, not be lauded for literally trying to rewrite history and act like, oh, we just made a mistake.
Would you have handled it differently?
Of course. Of course. I mean, on a conversation about aging, what Laura Trump said aged well, and what I said aged poorly, 100%. Now, she obviously saw the non-functioning Biden in a way that I had not really seen at that point. She was right, I was wrong, 100%. Yeah.
As the saying goes, it's too late to apologize. It's too late. I want a congressional hearing. I want everyone from Karine Jean-Pierre to Kamala Harris to Dr. Jill to Joe Biden's doctor, I don't care who, under oath, because I want to know what did they know. And we cannot allow this story to die or allow them to say what they've been saying. Oh, the poor man has been through enough. Now he's dead. Now's not the time. He's dying from cancer. No, I say we have to do it right away. We have to do it now. Do it today while Joe Biden is still with us, while he's still a little cognizant, because I promise you, there's a lot more scams by Democrats we have yet to uncover.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.